Hey, back again, guys. Here to talk about Monkey D. Dragon. Who's Monkey D. Dragon? He's the father of Monkey D. Luffy, clearly. But if you look on his face, he has tribal markings of a snake, and he's always wearing a feathery coat. I believe that Monkey D. Dragon is an archetype of an Aztec deity who didn't call himself a god, however, a deity named Quetzalcoatl, referring to 9 winds. Quetzalcoatl was represented as a green quetzal bird, but also a dragon or serpent that could fly. So a dragon is a serpent, technically with wings. So when you look at dragon, he looks very similar to some of the depictions of the South American revolutionary Tupac, ultimately enough, a revolutionary. And Oda clearly is drawing upon the revolutionary vibe with Dragon, as he's the head of the revolutionary army. However, Dragon is not alone. He's also accompanied with Bartholomew Kuma as one of the founders and Vegapunk. Oddly enough, Kuma refers to a bear. We can see that. However, on Kuma's outfit, you see a certain kind of cross. But when you look at Kuma being a bear, you also see that Kuma is in a state of unconsciousness. So you could say he's a Kuma with a coma. Vegapunk, oddly enough, is like his name says. I don't think Vegapunk makes violent weapons. I think he makes absolute science. Science for the sake of making science. Doesn't look at the war applications. Therefore, Vega refers to agriculture, but also a loud person is punk. So he definitely fits that mold. And so too does Dragon, so too does Bartholomew Kuma. Together, they both have at least 3 functions, which they basically complete a set to rebuild a world. You have a protector. You have a person that's willing to forgive and forget and place his energy in other things. We also have a person that's willing to grow just for the sake of letting things grow. When you look at the mathematical sense, 9 is the highest number. You have a 1 through 9, and then when you have a 0, you end up with a basically a set, a 0 set, a non-existent 0 point, if you will. So 0 is actually not a real number. It's an imaginary number, which takes us to the connection between Dragon and Monkey D. Luffy. Monkey D. Luffy also reminds me of different stories about a a deity monkey or Sun Wukong, a person that was mentioned in ancient Hindu text and many different versions, uh, different text. Basically, a enlightened monkey king who has the ability to access something beyond its time sphere. Now, I look at Luffy as being like the 0 point or the sun god, wherein the sun creates its atmosphere around itself, but is actually of itself not an actual density. We have densities all around us. If you were to look at it, we have different uh, wavelengths of energy. We have different perspectives in which we can focus on. We are living in the third dimensional sense. So if we were to get someone that was above that density, they can look down at the density as a small fractal or a frame. So when One Piece is going into all this mother frame, this and that, they could be trying to recreate the source energy or the 0 point energy, the energy between 0.0 and 0.1, where 0.1 is creation that goes back to the base of 0.0 and basically has to listen to that, if you will. So to me, Monkey D. Luffy, his ability is something that the previous Pirate King, Gold D. Roger, and Shanks were striving to achieve. If you recognize, none of them had Devil Fruit users on their crew. I think this is because the world that they're living in, they're trying to overcome the barrier placed between Devil Fruit users and the sea, where very few Devil Fruit users are able to traverse the sea because of this shortcoming. However, if a person had the ability to co-create or be the 0 point, they could, in essence, utilize something very close to imagination or the creation or breaking of actual rules of that universe. And since we're dealing with anime, a person that can change the frames, in essence, the mother frame itself. One Piece is going to be heating up. It's going to be very interesting. If you have any things to say about that, leave some messages in the comments. I'll take a look at some of them. Like I said, I'm just starting this thing out, and I really want to see what the community thinks. I could talk on this a lot further, but I just wanted to put some ideas out on who is Dragon, why was he represented by the Green Lightning, who is Kuma, why is he without a memory, who is Vegapunk, who is Monkey D. Luffy, what does he represent? Some videos are coming. If I'm right about Luffy and he has the abilities of imagination to change his reality, he can have the best crew in One Piece. Everybody can have a Devil Fruit. It's going to be very interesting times. I'll see you in the next video on episode 2.